Agent Romanoff. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to Film Artsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And over the course of the existence of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we've seen a ton of cast members that fans have really grown to love. But every once in a while, with the pressures of being a celebrity, especially as high profile as one in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, fairly enough, a lot of the times, some of the actors can get really frustrated and angry whenever something is very intense or a situation is kind of putting that person in an uncomfortable place. So we wanted to look at some of the moments of some actors from the MCU who are more prone at getting angry and have a reputation of sometimes showing some of their anger around things like paparazzi or other types of press junkets, and talk about it a little bit, because it's actually really interesting to see both sides of what's actually going on in a lot of these moments that we've seen published online. And interestingly enough, we wanted to know whether or not a lot of these actors actually deserve the criticisms that they get whenever they do end up getting angry. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, to start things off, we wanted to take a look at Dave Bautista, as there's been multiple occasions where things that he has said or reactions he's had have seen major publications and discussions online.
There's a guy who was like a crew member who was bothering a bunch of people, and he came up and he was like offering me drugs, and I don't even drink, and I was like, what are you, get away from me. And then he was, he grabbed the little person who played, who was like the reference for Rocket on set. He grabbed her, and he's like about to get in Dave's face, and Dave has actual superpowers, so it's pretty cool. And Dave just went like this with his hand, and he went,
look at
boom.
his hand, guys.
Yeah.
Now, Dave Bautista has been very vocal at different times throughout his career with a lot of issues that he really believes are important to him, and when he does get angry, we are very surprised with how well he's always handled himself and how he explicitly explains what his frustrations are with, and a lot of the times he's standing up for other people. For instance, there was this time where James Gunn actually explained a story of Dave Bautista standing up for the cast and crew. Now, not only did Dave Bautista also strongly stand out in defense of James Gunn when he was fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which later James Gunn was reinstated as director, but getting to hear Dave Bautista talk about standing up for him is actually really cool to see.
No, it wasn't that I was going to jump ship and do Suicide Squad. I was more at the point where I was like, fire me, I don't care, you're going to hear what I have to say. This is the way I feel, and I think you made a bad call. And I don't care if you fire me because I feel this way. This is me being honest and me sticking up for my friend who was wronged.
But there's other times we've seen Dave Bautista also stand up for various people along the way. For instance, one time he stood up for his mom after someone was reported saying homophobic comments.
I feel like this, if anyone called my mother an animal, I'd stick my foot in it.
Would you want to, teach Manny a lesson?
No, I mean, that's his opinion. That's his opinion, but I'm just saying I don't appreciate it.
You think an apology would ever?
No.
And also, Dave Bautista's spoken out about racism and bigotry on other occasions as well.
Did you hear about what happened in LeBron James's house this morning?
No.
His gate was vandalized with the racial slur. Now, they haven't caught the suspects, but what are your thoughts about that?
Oh man, you follow me, you know my social media. I don't have any fucking patience.
Huh?
I have no tolerance for that stuff.
We've even seen other actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe step up and kind of call people out for different types of behavior. Like Chris Pratt got angry at one paparazzi member for being just incredibly rude.
Chris, the album, please.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
You have to buy one for this.
Chris, come on, Chris.
You're cussing me out now.
No, not you.
You should be nice. You got a cross on your chest, man. You're cussing me out.
No,
I just made you guys a bunch of money right now.
No.
Come on, man. Don't be a jerk.
We've seen Robert Downey Jr. straight up walk out of an interview that he was doing when an interviewer was just asking really bizarre and personal questions that was unrelated to the movie he was promoting.
You say we're promoting an interview, promoting the movie. I mean, obviously you're doing a promotional round of interviews, and that's why we're talking about the movie. But we also would like to talk a little bit about you, and I don't know how comfortable you are, you know, talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Yeah, well, okay, well then let me just ask you a few more questions, and you can answer them if you want to and not if you don't want to. I mean,
And Scarlett Johansson has run into so many problems over the years, with her getting a ton of questions that are both sexist or inappropriate, and has kind of talked a bit about it and straight up called out a lot of these situations.
Mental question, and I get the like rabbit food question. I don't know. Yes, surely. You know, you're training and doing all that stunt work, and so you eat a lot of green things.
I really don't know how to answer that question. Fashion elements. I wear a leather unitard for most of this film, and I have been for the last 10 years.
First of all, every woman has body worries. I mean, I'm not exempt from that.
We've seen Tobey Maguire, the first actor to play Spider-Man, on the big screen in various incidences with paparazzi. Like, for instance, one time a paparazzi member was in his face with a camera, and he kind of got angry and just knocked the camera away after politely first asking the person to step back. And then another time, Tobey Maguire was just trying to drive his car, and he had the paparazzi swarming him, and he was trying to get around, and people just would not get out of the way of his car. And this one ended up being really infamous because he got really, really mad, and a lot of people tried to angle it like he couldn't control his temper. But if you look at the situation, it kind of was really uncomfortable that he couldn't just move his car because people were taking his picture with the flashes and everything.
No. You guys need to back up. I can't see the cars.
Okay, back up, guys. You can't see the cars.
They got out of the way. I can't see. There are cars there. Get out of the way.
They're stopped for you, dude. We're blocking the cars for you.
Newcomer to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Shang-Chi, Simu Liu's actually talked a little bit about how angry and upset he was over the cancellation of the television series Kim's Convenience, which not only was a really popular show, but also was doing a lot for cultural diversity in television.
Convenience. For those of you that haven't, our producers recently made the decision not to move forward with the show. And that statement was released today, earlier on this afternoon. And a bunch of us in the cast were notified yesterday, before which we were all under the impression that we were moving towards going for season 6. So, you know, before I know I can tell a lot of you guys are tweeting, you know, save the show and let's talk to CBC and let's talk to Netflix, and I just wanted to set the record straight here. This decision had nothing to do with the CBC, and it had nothing to do with Netflix. It came from production.
There's also been a couple of occasions where some instances of things that Brie Larson has said in the past have been scrutinized or really hyper-analyzed, when really a lot of the things that were being said were taken out of context or over-exaggerated in most instances. Like this interview where Brie Larson was apparently angry when she said she enjoyed doing her own stunts where she could.
You don't do...
I do all my stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and then
Tom Cruise over here.
No, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I mean, he does his own stunts. You know, no, I do. We all do stunts.
So we wanted to take a look at these moments and turn the conversation around to you guys. So what do you guys think of the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? We think that a lot of the actors, and in most cases, all of the actors in the MCU, do a relatively good job at handling themselves, and when they do speak out, it's usually for a pretty good cause. So what do you guys think? Do you think that for the most part, the MCU actors are really great people, both on screen and off screen, or do you think maybe there's one or two out there who really struggle with their anger? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this, uploaded every day of the week. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.